Check. 1, 2, check. Check. 1, 2. If anybody's watching, please disregard. I have a different modem today. Long story short, I had to do something for my wife for her work, and the modem that I was using is now a bridge modem. So I have to recalibrate things and hope that things work out. And I don't want to start the show tonight knowing that we have problems, so that's why I'm on. So you'll probably be hearing me putting some audio up, and especially some video, because it really puts a strain on the system. And that's a good thing right now, because I'll know whether it can handle it tonight. We will be on at 8 o'clock, David Price and I, so don't miss it. Again, this is just a test. Oh, Anthony, good. I'm glad you're there, because you'll be able to help me out. All right, I assume you're down there in Texas. So the sound is good. All right, so Anthony, maybe you can help me out if you're still there. So first of all, if you're still there, just tell me, if you don't mind helping me out. If not, I'll talk to myself. But I can cut something short if somebody's there. All right. Now the hard part. Okay, good. Anthony, look. You say that the audio is fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move myself closer or farther away from the mic. Just tell me whether, it sounds better or not, or depending where I am. And then I'm going to put on a 4K video with a lot of data, and I'm going to see if it can handle it. Because there are a lot of things I like to show, but I really can't show, because even though I have pretty good connection here and bandwidth, it's usually not enough. So the first test I'm going to do is I have my volume set the way it normally is, Anthony, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move closer to the mic, and you tell me which sounds better. So right now you hear the audio. That's fine. I'm going to move obviously closer to the mic now, and tell me if that sounds better to you. If it does, just tell me yes, it does, or it doesn't, because I can read your comments. So here I'm away, and now I'm close. Which one sounds better? I can also turn the video up. Turn the audio up and stay back, and I want to do that once and see if you can tell me about that. Yes, so you're saying it sounds better when I'm closer to the mic. By the way, there's a 30-second delay. So when I say something, close is better, about twice. Oh, excellent. Okay. Now I'm going to just experiment for a second, Anthony, if you don't mind. What I'm going to do is I am going to see if it has that richness from far away if I turn the mic up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, I've really cranked up the volume, but I'm not close to the mic. I'm about a foot away. So I want you to tell me, how does this sound? And I'll just wait. I mean, in comparison to the others, whether it's too loud far away or if it sounds as good as close up to the mic. Volume's very good. So right now, as I raise my hand, the volume's very good. In other words, I'm far away from the mic, but it sounds right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay? Okay.
And I'll wait.
So I don't know if you heard me, but we're doing...
Okay. It is it distorting at all? That's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Is it distorting? I'm seeing a little bit of red on my mic levels.
Nobody can see it. It's very private.
Very good. All right. That sounds right. Maybe I'll just cut it down just a little bit, and that'll be fine. Okay. If you don't mind, Anthony, I want to do one more thing, and that is I'm going to put on some 4K video. So you'll be able to tell me whether you can see it. So this is brutal 4K. In other words, these are actually drone shots that are, it's a lot of data. Okay, you did have to lower your volume. All right, I have to be careful how loudly I speak. I'm gonna have to get like the sweet spot, but I can lower it during the show, so that's not a big deal. All right, I am going to. I'm going to put on some videos here, which take a lot of data. So now, of course, Dave's not streaming with me right now. So it's going to be even worse when Dave's on because I have to get his feed plus this. So now here we go with some heavy duty videos in terms of data. And let's see if I can throw this in here. Christ. Let me see if I can just throw it on here. So what I'm going to do now is after this, Anthony, if you're still there, okay, just tell me if it was jittery, which at least from what I saw was jittery. And then I'm going to put on a video that's 1080. There are intermittent pauses. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to put on a video that is 1080 instead of 4K. So I want to see the difference. And maybe we will. Okay. Yeah, all right. It just can't handle that kind of data. Okay, here comes a 1080 video. I want to see how this works. Maybe this will not be jittery. Maybe it will. Hold on, that's, what is that? No, that's a, okay, let me try this. that was just a still. That's my fault. But that video is my cheaper drone. You know, it's probably a quarter of the cost of my very expensive drone. That video is not as good as the ones that I have with the other drone, but it doesn't do any good if I have jittery videos, and that's the problem, is that you can't get really 4K on YouTube anyway. So, you know, 1080 is going to have to do, but that's fine. I mean, it's just not as crisp as I would like, but as you can see, that's still pretty good. And if it looks okay to you, then it'll be yeah, it'll work. So that's a big help. Okay, I'm just going to do one or two other things, Anthony, just for a second, and I'll leave you alone. I'm going to switch scenes and see what's going on here. Now I'm going to switch to my other camera. Boom. That's too close. That's frightening, actually. I'm scaring myself. All right. I can't even change it yet. Oh, Christ. All right. That's a different look. Let me see here. See, obviously, Anthony, you can tell what I'm trying to do here. I want to have different scenes, because if you stay on the same camera the whole time during the show, it's just not really good. And time to time it's good to change it up. Oh Christ, I got the wrong one on. Hold on. Here we go. And hello, work, please. Why isn't this working? Why? Why isn't that working? Yeah, you know, but there's something called gain here that for some reason I can't control. And that's a certain look that I want, you know, and I think it's exposure. You know, so here's the idea, you know, when I have, you know, once I cut to this scene, This is actually pretty clear. This camera's better. However, when Dave's on, it automatically comes down in resolution because the bandwidth is just too much going on. So then I switch here, and you have a different scene, which really, really helps. Yeah, it is a little too much contrast or sharpness or something like that. Let me soften that.
What's your first name?
That kind of brightness isn't going to help. But there's something else I have here that should help. It's called gain, and I can't get it to work. I don't know why. It's just not working. Here we go. Now I don't have much light in here anyway, so it'll be better tonight. I'll have the lights on, so it'll be good. Hopefully you'll be able to watch, Anthony. You know, yeah, there'll be a show tonight, folks, at 8 o'clock, so don't miss it. I'm just getting things together. I'm going to get something to eat, shower, and all that kind of thing. And Dave and I will be on. Better at first? Yeah. All right. If I can get that setting again. I like to keep the setting, you know. I mean, it's always a big help when I don't have to play around with this stuff, especially during a show. That's so many different looks here. I like to keep it generally mildly saturated. Like there's just a little bit of color in there right now, and that's obviously too bright coming from this side here. Let's see if I can fix that up. Obviously the better camera can handle this, but you know, I don't have great cameras, but they're good enough. Yeah. Yeah, what I'll do during the show, Anthony, is I'll just keep it, you know, where it is. I'll do a quick test with David before we start, and then, you know, these things will be taken care of. So that way, I'll just go back and forth. And then when we have the show, you know, you'll see two of us like this, and Chris Dave will be on one of these, and I'll be on the other. I have to decide which one I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use maybe that one. Who knows? But yeah, so I would just switch between 3 scenes, and then there'll be one with of course, got to have both. Yeah, and then there and there. But I won't change that much. It's just you have to break it up after a while. A lot of people, if you notice, some shows, they just, you know, have the same thing, the same scene the whole time. And I mean, I'm certainly guilty of switching too much, but I don't like having the same. I can't watch a show actually, and even channels that I like, if I see the same scene the whole time, it bugs the shit out of me, and I don't like it. It's like staring at a wall, the same place the whole time. So I try to keep with what's called the rule of thirds, if you're familiar with it. Notice right now I have my face, you know, on the right third of the camera, rather than being like right here, which is, you know, not the best. This is a better look. And then this one's kind of straight ahead. I probably should move the camera over, like maybe there, because there is a difference. Let me see. Boom. Yeah, one should be closer and one shouldn't. I mean, I think I can bring this in a little bit. Let me see. Changing cameras keeps you attention. Yeah, that's definitely it. The problem is if I go too close, I obviously start getting, you know, too pixelated, but sometimes it's good, you know. And I tend, for me, when I don't use a green screen, I tend to like, you know, almost black and white. You know, just something about it. If I oversaturate, you start looking in the background, and sometimes my head's not even in there. Now it's, you can concentrate on what somebody's saying. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So I'll probably do that and switch. I can actually switch on the keyboard too, but when the show's on. And yeah, But I'll probably do something like this. I'd say, okay, I'm talking about Trump, whatever the situation is, and then bang, all of a sudden, boom. I'm trying to make a point. And then I go to Dave, which would be... Dave will have one alone. Dave will have one with me. And yeah, I'll try the color if you'd like. Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to bring one of the colors up now. There's one. And let's try the other one. You tell me what you think. Maybe one will be with color and one without. It's the same one. Actually, I like that color on the right. And then with the other one, I like that black and white because it's just not as good as a camera. You know. I don't know. What do you think? Color or not color for that scene? I was warned not to show actual backgrounds because too much personal info can be captured by users to stay private. Green. Yeah, it is. Just a green screen's a pain in the ass. And there's nothing really I'm hiding. It's just a bunch of Russian textbooks. I would say about 3/4 of those books back there are Russian books of some sort. Or something dealing with economics or something like that. So it's... And you know what? If they actually are looking at, I mean, that's not something I would even think about. If they're actually looking at it, I wouldn't really give a damn anyway, to be honest with you. So, yeah, we're going to be on at 8 o'clock. And, yeah, I guess they would think it's bad. We're going to go on at, let me see how this looks in color here. It's all right. It's 920. That one's not that bad. Yeah, I have to come up with some kind of, medium. Once I change the color, though, every scene goes with the same color, so I can't have it memorize the amount of color as it goes from scene to scene, and that's a pain in the ass. I mean, I wish they could do that, but that obviously would cause problems. Well, that's really close, Jesus. A little too close, but I guess sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? So maybe like that. Nice sepia. Yeah, I can do that too, I think. Or maybe I can't. Well, close to sepia. I mean, it's... Yeah, if I just have a little bit of color, I guess it's alright. I mean, I'm not against color, but because the background's black here, sometimes it has a classier look. Obviously, the camera on the right's clear. Does color take more memory? Yeah, it does. And that's a pain in the ass. It's just like with the pixelation. I'm pretty sure it does take more color. More memory. Like on an iPhone, you can set it for black and white in settings, and that'll save your battery power. There's just more going on, but yeah, I'm really more concerned about the videos. I know that when I want to have outros with drone shots, I have such good drone shots. I really do. I mean, you've probably seen them on Facebook, but they don't do it justice because it's not clear enough. And I can upload a 4K one. That's not a problem to YouTube. But when I'm doing it live, those videos, they suck. They you saw it was jittery. So if I do it in 1080, I'll be fine. I'll do it 1080 with 60 frames per second. See if it can handle it. That one you saw that was good, Anthony, was 30 frames per second. So that was 1080 at 30. I'll try 1080 at 60, and maybe it'll still be all right. Because they look good at 1080. I don't really have a big problem. I use, actually, I'll show you. Sometimes when I fly, I use this headgear. These are my drone goggles. So I know this looks strange, but I can actually watch the drone fly like I were a pilot. So I could be a mile away, and it actually feels like you're in the drone and you're flying it. The only thing is that if there's any wires or anything like that nearby, you won't see them. You know, but it's just a wonderful, wonderful view when you put these on, because you know you're in the cockpit. You know, you're not just looking at your phone. You know, and I have an iPhone 8, which is really not it's a very narrow screen, and you can't see much. But with this thing, it's like you're watching a movie theater. So I really enjoy that, and I haven't flown the drone in over 2 weeks, so I'm kind of pissed off. But you know, we had the tropical storm, and I've been busy, and I usually like to go down to the bay. I can't really fly it around my neighborhood. People are nuts. They'll think I'm nuts. So anyway, Anthony Davis, I really, really appreciate you helping me out here, and I mean that. I mean, you're always very, very helpful. And I hope it's not too hot down there in Texas, because if it's hot here, it sure as hell's going to be hot down there, and I don't know how you survive it. So I don't even. Can you tell me where you are in Texas? Are you in southern Texas, northern Texas, eastern or western? Where in Texas are you? You know, my wife can't wear the things; it drives her nuts. And after that, I'll sign off. I'm up to take care of business. But again, thank you.
We'll see you at 10 o'clock on the 19th. That is Morristown and manicure, pedicure, and brow wax and finish up. Okay. Thanks, sweetie. Good to hear from you. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, inside. Dallas. Okay, so my wife has some relatives or family friends of family that live in Dallas or something like that, south of downtown, right? And we have a family member who lives in Houston. It must be humid as hell there. So Texas will be interesting for the vote, because it could get close down there, which means he's going to cheat in Texas. All right, Anthony, I'm going to see you later. I got to sign off. Again, thank you. I appreciate everything you do, and stick with us with Divided We Stand. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Dave's having a lot of fun with it, and we're making headway. We're doing something, and you know, we're all part of a team, especially till November. Actually, till January, because between November and January, we don't know what Trump's going to do if he loses. So we all need to have something where we can have some camaraderie or just commiserate. So Divided We Stand really does it. All right, Anthony, be well. And if you can join us tonight, it's at 8 p.m. If not, you can watch the recording. Thank you.